hizo stuff zao za kudeduct watu do. Then
Yes.
later on, after tukishakuwa deducted from our salaries, from our hard earned money in form of taxes, tunakuwa deducted. Then later the court is declaring it unconstitutional. If it is unconstitutional, what does that mean to us who have been deducted? Wanaturudisha hiyo do ama hawaturudisha hiyo do? Because at the end of the day tunafaa kurudishwa hiyo do, because hiyo ni kama tumekoniwa. And earlier on tulikuwa tumesema that this government is full of cons, and you see this, it is evident from your submission that all this is a con game. Wamekuwa kicheza na sisi, alafu later on wakuja kutuambia hapa ati ati koti imedeclare hii initiative yenyu unconstitutional, but now what's the way forward? Yes, it's unconstitutional, fine, msha declare unconstitutional, but now what's the way forward? What do you do to the people you've been deducting all this money? Unaget, ni kama landlord wako amekuwa kikudeduct do, then later on inakuwa declared unconstitutional. It is only rightful for the court to tell the landlord to return you that money. And will the government return us that money? You see, that's the problem. So I completely agree with that point that ume submit Apple.
Yes, let me just mention that this part where the deduction has already been done, and it has been done from people for close to about a year. Actually, I resonate with what you're saying. I am personally an employer, and I've also been deducting that amount of money. So I'm actually here. I'm conflicted. I don't know what the court said about returning that money. I am actually conflicted because I am personally supporting this move, and me and my people always, we discuss these things on a daily basis. But I am conflicted. What do we need to do? We have been deducting this money, but if we look at the concept of the housing project, let me tell you guys, let me even make it worse, that this money that was being deducted from people in form of housing has been invested in bonds. Do you know the government did that? They were not, these guys invested this money in bonds. The money that is being deducted from salaries, Zawatu, government invested them in bonds. Imagine. So that is why yesterday, when I said I am questioning the mental capacity of our leader, I don't know. I don't know what more I need to say about that. Because I don't think they are making decisions that are going to help us. And therefore, we want them gone. We want the guy gone ASAP. And therefore, that's the reason why on our march for Nane Nane, we need to be categorically clear. I've heard yesterday, watu waliniuliza jana pia, on people I was trying to argue with jana, someone was trying to tell me, assuming on Nane Nane we succeed and the president resign, what happens? I first of all, people have this notion whereby it is Ruto that we are talking about. No, Ruto is the leader of the government. We want him to dissolve this. We want the entire government. We want to go for fresh elections. That is our main target. So there's already provisions in the law: the vacancy of the office of the president, vacancy of the office of the deputy president, and therefore we don't want those offices to be vacant in terms of on grounds of impeachment or on grounds of we want the president to do the honorable thing, just resign. I mean, hii ni kazi. Hata sisi kwa hizi makazi yote wako nazo hapa nje, you unaweza kuresign. This is work. I mean, it's just like normal work. Unaweza resign. You are not glued to that office. There's no constitution that says that there's no law that says that no, I must serve my entire term. No, this is work given to you by Kenyans. Kenyans are demanding that you step aside so that we can look for someone else. And let me tell you, yesterday from the argument I was having with some lawyers, this constitution of Kenya is we have not even, like the Kenyan lady said, we have not even implemented it yet. We've not implemented it. Let us not start saying that, oh, the EACC, wame front. No, we've not implemented this constitution. Nothing. If someone is corrupt, they are not supposed to hold public office. They are not supposed to hold public office. Hakuna kitu ingine ati no, we need to bring another law. That no, let us work with the constitution the way it is and implement it. This constitution was brought to us assuming that we had matured in terms of democracy. But I can see that we have from the political class is making our democracy immature. And that is why we are having this government. If you look at the Uhuru and Ruto regime, most of the decisions they have been making, zikipelekwa court, they are being declared unconstitutional. Why? Wanafanya vitu na thorax. Wanafanya vitu na akili yao tu venye wanataka. That's why they are being declared unconstitutional. Jana nilisikia Kimani Chungwa anataka kukama up, and you will see this thing, they will push on with that agenda. Kimani Chungwa jana alisema kitu kwa vetting ya CS Kindiki, akasema ati, oh, you need to designate picketing areas. So imagine someone comes up with that idea. What does it, in fact, just from the basic, what does it mean to picket? What does it mean to picket? Sasa watuweke sections za kupicket. Imagine, what kind of stupidity is that? Sasa hiyo watatuwekea watu wanatuwekea. Sometimes I hear vitu zingine zinafanyika na kasirika vibaya, naweza piga hata TV teke manze, na ni hasara mimi nitaenda. So it is just for the best interest of our country, we need new leadership. We need new leadership. And guys, on 9/9, that is our day for independence. Let's get out and fight for our independence. That is our Independence Day. Let us fight for our independence. Let us fight for our independence. And just as I conclude, let me push this responsibility also to the people who host the spaces. There are some points that people raise on these spaces that I feel that we raise, then we will re-raise them again in other spaces, and there's no follow-up. Like, for example, what the Kenyan lady has said, I also want to push the responsibility to the hosts and the co-hosts of the spaces, whereby if a point is very, very good and was raised in your space, try and follow up privately. Kama hiyo kitu ya matatu, maybe try and follow up privately with people, DM, did this, and ensure it is implemented so that we know that, because this is our parliament, so that we know that from tukitoka hapa parliament leo, tunajua tulisema kitu hapa hivi, it is followed up, then tunafuatilia, it happens. Hivyo significantly pole tu privately. We don't have to do some things. Naona watu wengine hapa wenye najua wanakuanga the other side, naona wanasikia wanajifanya wako hapa, they are getting information, then they are going to use that information against us. Thank you very much, guys, for giving me the chance to speak to you.
Thank you so much for your strong